Hi guys. So I'm going to show you how I did this hand painted Hawaiian, mani. I'm going to show you these main two ones here because you can just use some of the same elements over, on the accent nails, which is basically what I did. So these are my sample ones. We're going to start with this one right here. And these ones I did, and mine too, I did them on a shiny. I did a gel top coat and then I just did it right over that. But some people prefer to do it over a mat. You can do that, and I did do that on this one. So we'll see. I don't think I really care either way, but I thought maybe you could see it better, I'm hoping. So we're going to start with, I'm using, some water. I'm going to water down my acrylic craft paint. We're going to start with this. I'll put all the names of the colors and everything I use in the information box for you. And this is kind of a teal, color we're going to use. We're going to start out with doing our leaves. So we're going to start out with, you can't really see it so much on this one because I've covered it with my flowers, but I like to do my leaves kind of behind, even if I'm doing flowers in front of it. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I'll do the best I can. I know it's not an ideal setup. I'm using LE's gel art brush, but any, shorter liner brush will work. And I'm just going to take and use some kind of a tile and then a little cup, of water. And I'm just going to put some of my teal on here, and I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. Just play with it, see what consistency that you like. I kind of sometimes use it more watered down, sometimes not so much. But anyway, basically we're just going to start, and we're going to go, I'm just going to kind of go like this. And I'm doing this backwards, upside down, so I'm sorry if it's not gonna maybe be, the best, but gives you a basic idea anyway. And you'll have a much easier time because you'll be, facing it towards you instead. So all we're gonna do is, now you can do, if you just want this all ferny-like, then you can just, okay, so I'm going to do kind of like a little bit of a leaf on the end of it. Oh, that looks terrible. Sorry. I think I'm going to have to do it at this angle. I hope you can see it too, so I can give it some shape. There we go. Just a little better. I think I'm going to go ahead and do another kind of biggish, roundish one. Oh, what a difference it makes when you're trying to do this direction. But you know what? You just have to, I and you have to not be, too much of a perfectionist because, it still turns out really good usually, and hopefully it will, because it usually does here as well. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit more. Now, so if you don't want to do the roundy ones, you don't have to, but I kind of like that look. So I'm going to do it like that. And then I'm going to do some that aren't so roundy. Kind of maybe kind of like that. Like that. Kind of like that. Kind of like, okay, let's see if I can see this and you can see this. How about if I do it upside down? Okay, like that. Kind of like that. So you've kind of got that look going on. Or you can do two of them if you want to. You could do another one up here. We could do that. Let me get this. I know this is, I'm doing this in real time, so hopefully, it'll be easier for you to see exactly what I did. So I'm just going to do more of kind of the palm fern, I don't know, whatever they call them. Okay, let me get a little more water. I don't have enough water. And I think I've kind of gotten used to it sliding them more with my other one. Do one more in the middle there. Okay? I hope that makes sense. You'll do it more perfect. So that's kind of what I do with that. And then we're going to do our big flower, kind of a background. I'm going to do it like I did on this one where it's, I do this one first. It's kind of an orangey red one. It's kind of a lily, I guess, type of flower first, and then we'll do the other one. So we're going to go ahead and use some red and orange for that one, and some more craft paint. And I'm going to put some orange down here first, and then I'm going to add a little bit of red to it too. Kind of a, you know, just a true, maybe a little bit of a deep, true red-ish. But I still want it to have some kind of orange to it too. So I don't want it to be, and I'm going to add a little bit of water on part of it. Okay, and then we're going to start with, let's see, let me look at this a second. So I think I'm going to start with the first one right here. I'm going to just do the first one. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do 5 of them. So do another one here. And, you know, and if you do these on more than one nail, I mean, they're never going to turn out exactly, you know, I mean, they're going to have a little bit different, but it gives it more character. So, like, your placement may be a little different, or, you know, whatever. So, and I'm going to do, oh, boy, I hope you're able to see this. So, do another one like that. Add a little more there. Okay. And then next, we're going to do our hibiscus. And I'm going to do that with, I'm going to start out with a lighter pink. I think I'll leave these undone. Maybe it might help. Start with a lighter pink, you know, just kind of a powdery pink color. Now put some of that on my tile. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water to part of it. You know, just, and then I'm going to do, let's see, how do I want to do that? I probably should have done this flower over a little bit more, one direction or the other, but I didn't. So we may just move a little bit where we've got these situated. So maybe I will do, how do I want to do this? Maybe I will do this one down a little bit instead of being up, or I could do it this way. Maybe I will do it this way. So this one here isn't quite as pointy, you know, it's a little more, how do I want to do this? A little more blocked off, I don't know, different shape. Maybe like almost like triangle-ish. That's how I did it. Okay, dip a little bit more water. And I'm going to do another one here and there. And this is interesting, such a challenge. Oh well, keeps it interesting. So I need to get, I would like to do 5 of these. And since they're in a totally different position than my other one, that's okay. It'll still, you know, give you the idea. I mean, it's going to be pretty, you know, however you do it, really. But, so we did it like that, and then I'm going to add, let that dry a minute. And what else did I do? Oh yes, and I want to do some little white clusters, little flower clusters, while we're letting the bigger flowers dry before we add anything else. And then all I'm going to do with them is, okay, let me look at it this way so I can see where I want to put them. So I think I'm going to put it kind of, okay, kind of like here, just kind of a dab, almost a dab line, kind of. So I'm going to go like that. So that, but I do want it to kind of come to a, you know, cluster, but sort of to a taperish, you know, kind of look. And then I'm going to do a second one, and I want to offset that a little bit. So maybe here, 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 here. Okay, that one's not quite as good. So let me get some more paint and see if I can make that look a little better. But, you know, like I said, you know, just do it how you like it, how you want it to look. That's the way you need to do it. So I'm just kind of dab, dab. You know, they're not a circle. They're kind of like a, let me do it this way. A little bit of a roundish line, just a dab. We'll just call it that. That works better. Okay, so we're doing that. We got that. And then we're going to do a stamen coming off of this right here. And it's in white too. And it's a little bit fatter at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to have it come, which way do we want it to go? I think we're going to have it come this way. So we're going to do a little bit fat right there, and then we're going to have it go, you know, basically like a line. So, and then I'm going to take a little bit more, and I'm going to add a little water to my white, and then I'm just going to do little dot things. You know, you could use yellow in this part if you wanted to, but I'm just doing white, and that's how I did it on my mani. So, but you could do, if you want it to look more like pollen, you know, you could do it in yellow. Okay, so let me see, do I need one more there? Can you see that, I hope? So just have fun with it, you know? Okay, so in this one here, instead of doing one stamen, because I think it's supposed to be, my idea is that this is, my thinking is this is a lily. So I'm watered my white down a little bit, and I'm going to try and do it as fine a line as I can, sort of a cluster of fine lines. Okay, and you can do more if you want to or not. I think I did like about 4. And then I'm going to do like little line, like little horizontal dabs. Okay, like kind of, and you can even do it like part way down if you want, so it appears like you've got more, you know, of those little things coming out of there than you do. That makes sense? Okay, so can I look at it this way? Yeah, okay. All right, so next we're gonna do, there's some little blue. All right, let me turn it which way so you can see it better. All right, see these little blue flowers down here? Some little blue ones down there. Now you don't have to put them in there if you don't want them, but I did put them in there, so I am gonna go ahead and just do them real quick. On here, I'm gonna add a little blue to my tile. And then it doesn't take very much because you're not going to use very much paint. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. And then I'm just going to kind of, I think I'm going to put those over here. So I'm just going to go kind of a dab thing again, and in sort of a round, more rounder cluster. Not perfectly round, but you know. There. See? Just like that. Oops, sorry. To remember, I have to hold this up higher because this camera's sitting up higher. Okay, so we're just going to add now some details. And we got our blue done. And we just need to add, we're going to add like a little bit of the, I think make a peach out of the orange. So a little bit of white, a little bit of that orange. And so it's more peachy-ish, so that we can add some detail to our light pink one here. And you're just going to kind of do lines like to it, you know, like maybe 3 if you can get it, if you can do it, and if, you know, and if you can do them kind of thinner, that would be better. But okay, I don't know if you can see that or not. I hope you can, but I don't know if you can. If you'll be able to see that color or not, and I can barely see. I'm doing upside down, but let me see if I can do it that way. So we're just adding some little orange detail to this, and then we've got one right here too. We want to add, you know, we don't want to cover up our stamen, so let me see, I think a little bit more over here too, and a little more that way. Okay. And you could go a little darker, you know, on that orange if you really want it to show up more. You know, I kind of want it soft, that flower softer. And then on our lily, I'm going to add some orange to it, and I think I'm just going to go straight on orange. I don't think I'm going to lighten it up at all. All right, so, and then I'm just going to kind of do, oh, I don't know, a line or two on the, maybe 1 or 2 lines on the lily petals. Just kind of go around. a line or two on those. Okay, and so this is gonna, not quite the highlight. I'm gonna actually do a little bit lighter, or maybe a little bit of white to that orange, and just give it a little bit of a highlight. A little bit of a highlight, just a little bit, just kind of give it a little bit in here. Highlight on these lily petals. Okay, just a little bit. Just kind of makes it, oh, maybe some more on this one. Just kind of makes it more interesting. And you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Okay, so next we need to do some highlights on those leaves. And I'm just going to take that teal. I'm going to add some white to the teal. Oops, that's the blue one, sorry. Grab the teal one again. And we're just going to put some teal down there. I'm going to grab some white. We're just going to add a little bit of white to the teal, just so we can add a little highlight. And if if you want some low lights, if you want to add some darker as well, you could do black with your teal or something like that. But I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight, and you don't have to do one, long line if you don't want to. You could just do, little short dab or broken line or whatever you want to call it, wherever you want to on your leaves. Okay, and then I'm going to do a stem to my blue ones using the same color, and I'm going to add just a little leaf off of there, just a little leaf, just a tiny little leaf off, it's not a big deal. Okay, oh, hello. Let's turn it this way, a little bit easier for you to see it from that direction. So basically that's pretty much it, right? It's not like, and then you can just, I'm going to make it shiny. I'm just going to add some, actually I'm just going to grab some Wet n Wild and go over the top of it, and so that hopefully it will, pop. It doesn't have to be anything special because it's paint, it's not stamping polish, so it's not going to, shouldn't smear as long as the paint's dry. Okay, so amazing, huh? I mean, that it turns out, looking even as good as that it does. Little paint. Anyway, so that's this one here. The middle one, my middle finger, and right there. Okay, and so then I'm going to take this off, let this dry. And I started this one already, trying to save time since we're on real time. And I did, the same kind of leaves that I did on the other one. And like I said, if you don't want to do the roundy ones, if you just want it to look more like this, ferny or whatever, you can do that. Or I like the combination of the two. So I went ahead and did that. And this I just stamped the Aloha. I double stamped it. I stamped it in white, and then I went over it with turmeric from Bundle Monster, and I will put that down there too. I just like the way it looked. If you can hand paint it, I did hand paint the A on here. If your stamping image isn't, if you want the large cap A and it's only lower caps, then you could hand paint it if you want to, or you can just stamp the whole thing. Really easy peasy, or not even put the Aloha if you didn't want to, but I did on this Manny, so I wanted to put it on here. Okay, so on this one, all we're doing is I'm just gonna show you how I added these little flowers to this, because that's the only flowers I did different than than this one I showed you. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. They're kind of like little white flowers, little daisy-like flowers. We're gonna do to that, and so with that, I'm just going to put some white down on my tile again. I'm going to add a little bit of water. And then I'm just going to go, all right, where do I want to put these at? So I'm gonna do 3 of these clusters, and I'm gonna do 5. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, oops, not perfect, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do another one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I hope you can see it. And then we got to do one more cluster of 5. And I think we're going to start down and do it right about there, right about there, right about there, and right about here, and there. Okay, so there you go. That's all there is to that. And then the next thing would be those little flowers over, I don't know if you can see them or not. They're kind of reddish, pinkish flowers. I don't even know what they are. And you don't even have to do them if you don't want to, but that's what I did. I did those, and I used I'm trying to think, what did I use? I used this kind of a darker pink, but you can use light pink or whatever, you know, anything that you want. But I'm going to go ahead and do the pink. And I'm just going to do, so what I'm doing is sort of that, kind of like that. Okay, wait a minute. Where do I want to put these at first? Okay, I think we'll put them down here. So I'm going to do kind of that dab, 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 like I did with the white clusters, not a complete circle. You could use a dotting tool if you want to do this, but it's a little elongated. And that's the bottom of it. And then we're going to do a fat line up, and then we're going to do kind of either a dab or just some horizontal short lines. It doesn't look like much, I know, and hopefully it's going to look better once let me look at it a second. I'm going to add in just a little bit right here. Okay. Anyway, so hopefully these are going to turn out good enough. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and add some on my tile here. I think I'll add a little bit of water too. And I'm going to do a second one. And I think on this, I think I'm going to go ahead and add it like about here. So I'm dab, 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 line, and little short dabs. But it's supposed to be wider at the bottom. Wait a minute, let me look at these again. Wider at the top than at the bottom. But you know what? It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's going to look fine. So I think actually my second one looks better. But we're going to add some more colors in here, so it'll be, I think it's going to be good once we do that too. All right, anyway, we're going to add in, I think, some red, a little bit of red. And we're just going to, a little bit of, you know, light, oops, I might have too much red. Just a little, like I'm going to do another little, like a kind of a dot, dot, dot in between, kind of a dot, 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 little line up here, little line there, and then I'm going to do a line down the middle. Okay? It doesn't make any sense, I know. It's okay. Hopefully it will. And then we're going to do the light pink over here. I'm going to add a little bit of light pink to this to give a little bit of a highlight. So I'm going to put a little of the light pink that we did our big hibiscus flower in. Okay, and so we're just going to add just a little bit of highlight here. Okay. And hopefully that'll help the flower make more sense. Like I said, you don't even have to do these flowers if you don't want, or you can do different ones if you want to. But I did do them on this mani, so I wanted to include them. All right, so now we're going to add yellow centers to our little white flowers. It's kind of a goldish yellow. I will put the name in there. I'm going to put some down here, Okay. And I'm going to use this for my little branch and leaves too, coming from these right here, from our little white flowers. So we're going to go, I'm going to kind of add it here. I'm going to kind of go there. I'm going to kind of bring it over there. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to do my leaf a little more. A little more. I think I need to add some water to this. I want like a couple leaves that are bigger. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna add just kind of a little leaf over here. Leaf over there. I don't know if you can see that, I hope so. And kind of a leaf in there. Just kind of, you know, filling in those spaces. And hopefully you can still tell my little white flowers. So let me go ahead and get them little dots in there. So we're going to do a little dot here. You don't want it too big, but you want it, you know, so that you'll be able to, your flowers, so it, you know, you'll be able to see it and tell what it is. And then we have one more. It's right here. And if you want to go over your stem, you know, with something else, so that it'd be easier to see, you know, you can do that. I just want to fix this little leaf right here. I kind of need it toward me to do that. There we go. The only thing with some of the yellows, like it's not, you know, is opaque. So I'm going to add a little more yellow to this leaf over here. And this one over here. Okay. So there's that. Let me look at it. I hope it still looks good. Okay. And then on our pink flowers, so you know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to add just a little bit of white back in, because I think having it upside down, I might have hit a couple of my petals on my white. Let's see, my little white flowers, so I want them to show up still. So I'm just going to look at them a second so I can see what I'm doing. Just, I think mainly just that one, and then I think there's one more that I'll try and do it your direction, that I want to add a petal. I don't know where I want to do that at. Let's see, maybe here. And then I'll go over this white one more time, just so that, you know, it shows up a little bit better, so that it pops. So I might have gotten my yellow a little close on a couple of them. Yeah, I think you can see them better. Not a big deal though. Pretty easy to, you know, to fix. So that's pretty much it. And then you just put your top coat over it, you know, like we did the other one. And so, oh, and then on your other ones, I think, you know, basically you would just take the elements, whatever elements that you wanted to and you liked, you know, the leaves, you know, the two different kinds of leaves, and put them on your other ones, you know, like this. Add a little white cluster like I did there, so it just ties those together. This one, I just did a lipstick, you know, flower, which is different, that I didn't do on here. You can add it or not add it. It's just a red heart basically, and then make your little lipstick yellow down the middle. And, you know, and if you want to highlight them some more, like I would probably add some more of the lighter, you know, teal with white, just to kind of add some highlights on this, just like I did that, but I don't want to take any more time. So I hope this helps. I hope you could see enough of it well enough that it gives you a basic idea of how to do this. Really easy, fun, kind of therapeutic. So anyway, if you would please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon, so you'll get a notice on my next new tutorial, which will be really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys and girls.